For a while now, I felt like I'm running out of time, this sense of urgency choking me, as if I don't do it now, I never will. Intrusive thoughts plague me, telling me my writing will continue to deteriorate from disuse, my creativity will dry up, this feeling of urgency will numb, and depression will swallow me whole. Time just keeps passing. I'm now 36 years old, almost 37. I've been going through the motions for years, more asleep than awake it seems. But something changed, and now it feels like I finally woke up. I'm Mo, and I decided to write a web novel. I've always wanted to write for as long as I can remember. No matter how much time goes by, this urge to write, to come up with story ideas, to view myself as a writer, even though I wasn't writing, refuses to be squashed. And I've tried, but it always comes back, though each time it seems to take a little longer. I've written a handful of times, but never a full story, just the beginning. At most, I plotted out story ideas, but actually writing them, I just haven't. When I turned 35, I became serious about writing. But instead of progressing, I kept restarting, calling it rewriting, and never got past the first chapter. Eventually, I stopped writing again. Months passed, a year, and now I'm here, feeling like I'm ready to try again with a new perspective. I want to write. I want to know if I can. And while part of me still would love to make a living off writing, a bigger part of me feels that won't happen, and that's okay. Instead of treating writing like a career, I'm treating it like a hobby I enjoy and want to share with others. It's just something I do. Which brings me to why I'm writing a web novel, also known as serial fiction. I gave up on traditional and self-publishing a long time ago. I don't have the confidence or energy to pitch a book to an agent or self-publish and market it myself. I'm not a good writer. I haven't written in so long, and I can feel my writing has deteriorated. But that should improve with time and practice. I don't know how to network. I'm not very sociable. I've tried using social media, but every time it petered out and goes nowhere. Right now I have a Blue Sky account I sometimes post on, and occasionally I'll post or like something on Reddit. Perhaps this channel will help, perhaps not. But I do love web novels. I can't remember when, but one day I discovered web novels, and it reminded me of the days I used to read and attempt to write Gundam Wing and Yu-Gi-Oh! BL fanfiction. When I stopped using my Kindle and no longer worked near a public library, I gradually transitioned to mostly reading web novels, especially Danmei. I remember the day 7 Seas Publishing announced they were licensing Danmei novels, but it wasn't just them. Other publishers also began licensing them. It was so exciting, seeing stories I read online but never thought would get licensed were now available in English as physical books. Now I own physical copies of web novels I've read, and it's inspiring. That's what I want to do. I want to post my stories online, and once done, re-release them in book form, even if it's just for myself. But back to why I want to write a web novel. There's just something so manageable about releasing a story chapter by chapter. It's familiar thanks to my fanfiction roots. It feels more like I'm just sharing a story I wrote for fun and connection. It just seems like an easier place to start than writing a novel. As for why I'm creating this channel, while working, I've spent hours at my desk listening to YouTube videos. They helped make the day go by quicker, and for years now I started wanting to create my own YouTube channel. I finally feel like I have something to post that I'm passionate about. I want to record my writing journey, and I'm hoping this channel will keep me accountable, that it will motivate me not just to write, but to read all the writing books I've bought over the years but never read, that it will give me something tangible to hold on to when I find myself struggling with writing, and maybe help me connect with others who feel the same way. But mostly, I just think this will be fun, and I'm ready to try. My goals for this channel are to record my web novel writing journey and share what I've learned. I won't be teaching anyone how to write or publish a book, but focus on my experience writing and eventually publishing on web novel platforms. My original plan was to post once a week, alternating between videos like this where I share my thoughts on writing and videos where I explore what I've learned reading books on writing. Because I want to take creating a YouTube channel seriously, I planned out a month of video ideas, then I worked on each video at the same time. While I felt a sense of creative fulfillment not even writing has given me, I messed up. Instead of focusing on finishing one video at a time, I jumped straight to the next one, handwriting out rough drafts of scripts and typing up notes. Then after I started sleeping consistently, more on this in my upcoming Atomic Habits video, I came up with a plan to post once a week starting the second week of January. Suddenly I'm typing up my scripts and it's going okay into the 4th video where I realized I hadn't thought this through long term and no way I could keep this up. And that's not even factoring in the fact I have no editing experience but plan on editing these videos myself. I say all of this to prepare you, and myself. This isn't going to be a smooth journey. It's going to be a learning experience. My new plan is to get a better sense of how long it takes me to create a video and gradually work my way to consistently posting once a week. As for my content, I have a lot of ideas for this channel. I want to explore different types of videos, not just sharing my writing journey, but also my love for web novels. Down the line, I dream of animating the story ideas I know I'll never write, giving them life in a different way. But for now, I'm starting simple and focusing on improving as I go. As for the web novel I'm currently writing, I made the decision to give myself a deadline of January 1st, 2026 to publish my first chapter. Not book, chapter. I want to take my time, something I struggled doing, and do this right. The web novel I'm writing, called Harriet Decides to Believe in Love, is an experiment. Through writing this story, I plan to grow as a writer, build a hefty backlog, experiment, and get a better sense of what it means to write and publish a web novel. But I also plan to use this year to learn how to balance writing with doing YouTube and the other things I want to accomplish while working full-time. I don't want to keep setting myself up to fail. I'm doing this out of love and enjoyment after all. And this isn't the only web novel I plan to write, just the first. So I want to create a strong foundation and build from there. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video, and hopefully you'll subscribe and go on this journey with me. But what about you? Are you also writing or planning to write a story? A web novel? Have you struggled like me to get past the first chapter? Let's talk in the comments. My next video will be about what I learned reading 1,000 Words by Jamie Attenberg and my experience doing the 1,000 Words of Summer Challenge. See you then.